Yo, all right. So, briefly, before we get into this astral projection, I want to state that I've watched two YouTube videos on time travel. So, in the first video, and these links are going to be in the description box, I'm going to remember to actually put them there this time, y'all. First video, scientists have now figured out that it will take a vehicle that has like solar panels. And I'm not going to get into all of the details of this, of the language that they were using because it would confuse you very much. But basically, what they're saying in a roundabout way is that they would need a vehicle that had like solar panels on it in order to go faster than the speed of light. Their object or their objective is to go faster than the speed of light. Einstein's relativity equation states that that is not possible, and scientists want to do it anyway. And they stated something along the lines of this vehicle would need radiation, and that is the reason why they would need solar panels, because like you see them Star Trek episodes, some of them or whatever the case may be, Stargate episodes, and the ships be traveling through outer space, and then that warp opens up, and then they like, and they say it's traveling at light speed or traveling faster than light speed is what these scientists are trying to state. This is the result that they figure that they're going to get should they design such a vehicle, so they could travel faster than the speed of light. So keywords here: radiation and the sun, right? Solar energy. And they said that it would take 2 times the amount of energy, or in some cases 3 times the amount of energy to that it would take in a how did they word it? I think from rocket fuel, in contrast to rocket fuel, in order to reach that type of speed. So I'm listening to all of this and I'm like, okay. So once again, I'm phrasing this in a way that states a lot of these scientists and physicists are obsessed with actually building a machine. And this is like an external extension of what they believe time travel to be. And it kind of like further confirms my argument of them not having belief enough in the internal, on the inside. The body produces energy. You consume energy and it produces more energy. And I could also assume that, they just don't have the gift that I have. I'm very appreciative and very blessed with this gift. I truly see it more and more every day. Every time I astral project, which is nearly every day, every night, every day rather, because I go to sleep past the witching hour. 4 o'clock is usually the time that I go to sleep, to let y'all know, in case that might tip y'all off to have better projections or whatever the case may be. So I listened to this video and I'm like, okay, solar plexus, right? Solar, the spine. We talk about that. So in astrology, the spine, solar plex, is relative to the sun. It begins here, the pit of your stomach up here, like right around here. And, it's responsible for this region in the body, the human anatomy. So it's it's inside. It's responsible for the regulation of your internal glands, such as the liver, the kidneys, the endocrine system. So not only that, but it has nerves of radiation built around and inside the solar plex, right? Keyword radiation, keyword sun, solar. So I'm just listening to this video and I'm just like, how they don't get it, or why they don't get it, or why they don't try to go within. So it's like people explaining how the bottom of the ocean is not explored yet. However, everybody is allegedly on their way to Mars and round tripping the moon and Mars and okay, whatever. So, all right, I put that video away, right? And then I see another video. And this second video is talking about time travel as well. They want to do the same thing, which is go faster than the speed of light. And their way of wording it, this is also, they really get technical. I'm not going to detail their language either. That could be confusing. So what they were saying was like, they mentioned something about cause and effect, but how there's a such thing now as effect then cause. So meaning in layman's terms that you can receive a signal from the future, the past, however you frame it to be, and what that signal is the effect, which causes the individual who receives the message to behave in a particular way. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like cause happens first and then effect happens. When you have this ability to travel to the future, or wherever you travel to, you get the message that is the actual effect. And then you have the opportunity to determine and decide what it is that you're going to do based upon that effect, which is the cause after the effect. Trippy, right? I understood this perfectly because a lot of the times, or most of the times when I astral project, I give that signal. I receive that signal that more, and I'm gonna word it this way so it's understandable, but it might not even be this way. I get the message that has occurred, or the interaction, or the behavior, the experience that has happened already, the result, the effect, and then I bring it back into the earth realm and I say, okay, well, how am I going to behave based upon the effect that I just seen? It's exactly as they explained it in the video. So I'm just like, okay. And then they went further to explain like what happens when the person on earth, the earthly realm, inside of the earthly realm, misses the message, or whatever the case may be, doesn't interpret it or something like that. And I kind of like slipped away from it after that, because I really kind of like got what I wanted to get out of it at that moment. I will go back and watch the video again to see what they were suggesting with that. But me, I know I always get the message, you know, and I think it's what you do with that message that determines your life path, or determines what path you're going to take on your destiny. Yeah, that's the better way to say it. So I wanted to put that out there because I just want to put more emphasis on time travel, and how this is the vehicle right here. This is the spaceship. This is whatever. This is the DeLorean, whatever you want to call it. This is it right here. And I would advise you not to overlook that. You know, how interested you are in this will, you know, depending on your interest level, take this into heed first. That's why the body is the temple. That's why, you know, the Christ consciousness and all of that is something that is observed and articulated within first, and then manifest outwardly. And again, I understand that people who favor external rewards are more of those people who want to build a DeLorean, or want to build a spaceship, an aircraft that will take them out of the firmament, you know. And it's just like, the introverts understand that, do this within. All right, so that's what, almost 8 minutes now. Let's get into this astral projection. So this is why I be telling y'all to pay attention, or why I pay attention, and I don't believe in coincidences, because I get up today, and this is before I even had the astral projection. I get up today, I had a post from a comment, should I say, from, you know, someone on the channel. So I looked at it, and it asked me, you know, do I still do things that's along the line of Ascendants? Do I still do readings for Ascendants? Now, they had commented on, let me see if I can find this comment so I can speak on it. Were posted today. This one seems to disappear. Mercury retrograde is added again. So pardon me for forgetting your name, but you had commented earlier on a video that I did about Pisces and Virgo. I believe it was Pisces Sun and Virgo moons. And you commended me on that video, which a lot of people do. Thanks to everyone who's watched that video. You said it's the most accurate description you've heard on it. And do I do Ascendant? You know, because you described what your Ascendant is. And I said I used to do those videos, but it got so popular that I stopped doing them because it brought me to a point of exhaust, and you know, I had to take care of myself, so I stopped doing it. So they was like, okay. So at first, you know, this was just normal for me. You know, I drop a video, somebody comments on it, and I respond, and that be that, right? Thought nothing of it. So then what happens is I'm doing my thing in the house, and I'm working, I'm doing my thing, right? And I'm like, all right, let me go eat now. So remember what I said about energy, right? Remember what I said about energy. I'll consume energy, Remember what the scientist in the video said, it'll take a certain amount of energy in order to travel faster than the speed of light, right? So I go in the kitchen, I make some vegan sliders, bang, put it together, it's banging. I eat it, I go back to work, and now it's like I got the itis, and it's kind of weird to me because I fast, and I was waiting for a long time before I even ate because I be fasting, you know what I'm saying? So I waited past the time that I usually fast, and by the time I got these vegan sliders, like vegan sliders are light, they light on the stomach and all that, the digestive system, all of that. So after I bust this slider though, like I got the itis immediately, and I literally had to stop working because I started dozing, like I feel it, and I listen to my body, you know what I'm saying? When my body, and I'm getting better at this, when my body sends me that foggy signal, because I'm blessed with the lifestyle that I have, I go take a nap, I go take a nap. So that's exactly what I did. I took a nap. Boom. I have an astral projection. So in this astral projection, there's a woman. I don't believe that I've publicly spoken about this woman in astral projections before, but don't quote me on that. There's a possibility that I have. If not, I do have plenty of astral projections that I could talk about her in, that are logged, but I just haven't spoken about. So today is the day I'm going to do it because this was fascinating astral projection. So there's a woman, she's a Capricorn. I'm going to make a note of that as well. There's also two guys in this dream. There might have been three. I feel like there was three. Whoever the third one was, if there was a third one, I don't know who they were. Just know they were in my apartment. This took place in my studio apartment. And two of these guys are guys that are enemies of mine. And it's let me word it the best that I can. Two of these guys, one of them is pretty close to me. You know what I'm saying? But they're one of those people, like they're one of those people that we get into it. We got into it we went to war. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like this is one of the most slimiest, grimiest persons that I know in the world. Like I'm gonna just keep it a bean with y'all, nonetheless, we grew up together. We came up together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna forget that. I'm a devoted person when it comes to the people that I love. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes brothers go through it. Sometimes people go through it, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And this was one of those people that I went through it with on a few occasions. Even to the point where I wouldn't necessarily say that I will ride out to the end of the world with this dude, you know what I'm saying? But I will tell you that despite how dangerous he is, I still got mad love for him, you know what I'm saying? Because of where we came from, how we grew up, how we came up, and he has done things with me as I've done things with him that solidify our ties. You understand what I'm saying? Some of y'all know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? That's the best way that I can word it. Now, this other individual was clearly my enemy, and it's kind of wild because there's been times and there's been moments where me and this individual would, we would be friends. Like we started off friendly, you know what I'm saying? And then we went to war and then we was friends again. And I don't mean the best of pals, but it was just like, sometimes you got to get your shit off in order to respect each other. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just don't know a person and you clash just because you meet them. You be like, oh, you might find out a lot of things about y'all are the same, you know what I mean? And y'all both ain't going for nothing, you know what I'm saying? And it's one of those types of situations, but we would go back and forth when it was made clear to everybody who knew us that we were enemies. So it's kind of like no way to even go around that to like be like, oh yeah, they cool. It's just like, nah, there was memorable wars between me and this dude, right? So these are the two dudes that are in my dream. Now, the first one that I mentioned, they're a Scorpio. This is going to be important later on in the description. The second dude that I mentioned, they're a Virgo. Two I'd say dangerous dudes. Two very dangerous dudes, but nonetheless, like I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of anything, as we all know. Not y'all, but I'm just saying me and these people know that none of us are afraid. You know what I mean? So But they're in my dream, they're in my apartment, and I'm like, but this is the wild part, right? Like I'm telling you, I will have, like, if I seen these dudes today, I will have a conversation with them. Like I wouldn't even like ignore them or be like, yo, psst. Like it wouldn't be like that. It wasn't ever like that. Like sometimes you could really like kick it with your enemy and just be like, it ain't on until it's on. You understand what I'm saying? So they in my dream, they in my apartment, they in my studio, and now, shorty, this girl, she's in there too, right? Now, when I first see the Virgo dude, he gives me a pound. Boom. And now, mind you, in the earthly realm, we've done this before. We've seen each other, gave each other pounds before and after wars. Real shit. So this is not something that was strange to me in the dream. I actually have plenty of astral projections about this dude, and a lot of the times we greet each other and say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it'd be some other shit, but a lot of the times we'd be like, yo, what's up? He gave me a pound. Boom, I gave him a pound back. Ain't nothing. Plus, we in my apartment. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all right. So maybe they were just on their best behavior because of that. I'm not even gonna detail that, but I'm just telling y'all how it went down. He gave me a pound, and we're talking about something, and he's like asking me questions. I don't recall what the information was about, like what the exact question he was asking me, but he really wanted to know something, and it was relative to like maybe street life or something like that, or maybe some people that I knew that he knew as well. I just get that feeling, but I don't know exactly what it was. And I'm answering his questions though. But as I'm answering his questions, I'm sitting there. So shorty, she's sitting on my bed in the beginning. I'm sitting in my chair, like I got a gamer chair. I'm sitting in my gamer chair and I'm holding a camera. Not like the phone cameras, not like the SLRs, not like the new joints, you know what I'm saying? They like the old joints that we used to take to the pharmacies to get developed and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there and I'm holding this camera. Now, the Scorpio dude, he's standing up and he's hovering above me, kind of, you know? So at this point is when I'm noticing that he's actually there. So I look up and I see him and I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is he doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is definitely my apartment. What is he doing here? So he like got his hand, he asked me to take a picture, and I'm just like looking at him and I'm like pausing, and he just like looking at me like, yo, why you hesitating? You know what I'm saying? I was like, cause I don't like you, man. I was like, you know what I said? I said, no matter of fact, both of y'all are generous. I used the word generous. And I said, but you only generous when nobody's done nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? But when everything's cool, you cool. Which is true. Like, I was being 100% honest. Like, you know what I mean? So I said, all right. Gave him the camera for him to take a picture. Did he take a picture? I don't know. I didn't see him take a picture in the projection. I just handed him the camera. And then I started darting around my studio real fast. I was behaving like a monkey. I had no shirt on. I had some blue jeans on. But I was behaving like a monkey. I had nothing on my feet either. And every time, like, I would hit every corner of my room. Boom, 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 boom. And then I would come into the hallway corridor. And I would jump up onto the wall. And I would stick there like I was Spider-Man. Alright? And I would do this shit repeatedly. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm actually answering this Virgo dude's questions. He's still being inquisitive about stuff. Yo, asking me this, that, and the third. I'm answering his questions while they do that. While I'm doing this, and then they even start laughing, right? I'm laughing with them, like, because I'm not even sure why I'm running around like this. You know what I'm saying? But somebody in the background was like, he does this. That's what he does. When they started laughing, that's why I think there was a third person. It wasn't the girl who said that. And like, yo, that's what he does. That's what he does. And he does this. So I'm even feeling more comfortable at that point because I'm like, okay, well, I does this. This is why I'm doing this, whatever the case may be. So I stopped doing it. The Scorpio dude disappeared. Like when I landed and stopped, I didn't see him anymore. The Virgo dude was still there, but he handed me an outfit and then walked out of the front door. So I was like, thanks, man. Now this outfit was like a black thermal shirt, dark blue jeans, maybe been a pair of Levi's, something to that extent. It wasn't nothing like ripped up, fancy type stuff. It was just like a regular pair of blue jeans. So I'm thinking to myself that I'm about to get in the shower and stuff like that, get ready for whatever. So now I approach Shorty. I'm talking to Shorty, and Shorty's like, she gets up, she got nothing on but a shirt. You know what I'm saying? So you know how y'all chicks, y'all be going to bed with the oversized shirts on. It wasn't that oversized, so the shit came out to like a thigh bone. You know what I'm saying? She got nice thick thighs and all that too. So I was just like, okay. She had her hair, you know, her hair was done, but it wasn't done. So you know, it's not like it was frizzy. It's not like she was fucking frizzy. You know what I'm saying? It was like she just went outside on a hot day after getting her washing set, and that shit kind of flamed her shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. So she had red lipstick on and this white t-shirt. So she stands up. I always catch the details, so anything could mean anything. So she stands up now, and she's like bending over, picking stuff up. Now I got laundry all over the floor. So you know how y'all about to do laundry and shit? You start picking, you know, separating the colors and the whites and stuff like that. Like I got laundry on the ground like that. And she's like picking them up. He's picking up my clothing articles one by one. And the floor is not flooded, but I could feel water on the floor beneath my feet. And it's irritating as fuck. I can't stand when my feet get wet. Like, yo, it's like one of the most pet peeves. Like, I just can't stand it. So I stepped in and I was just like, you know what I mean? So she's picking up my socks. Now, I got a pair of socks in my hand too. I got like 2 pairs of socks. They're white. The ones she got and the ones I got. And they're dirty. So, you know, it's dirty clothes. But I'm looking at my socks and I'm just like, I'm ready to throw them shits away. Sometimes when I wear white socks, like, I be feeling like throwing them away and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why I be feeling that way. Like, the slightest little bit of dirt on white socks, I be like, damn. And I be forgetting, like, yo, you can wash these, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just be like, I just don't like seeing them shit dirty, you know what I'm saying? But so I'm looking at them, I'm like ready to throw them in the garbage. She like, nah. And she was picking up a couple of pairs too, and she had one pair in her hand that was dirtier than the ones that I had in my hand. And she was like, maybe these, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe these you want to throw in the garbage. And I was like, yeah, throw those shits in the garbage. But she was like, nah, we could salvage those. Give me those, you know, I'm going to put it in the laundry. And she was like, you see what I'm doing, right? You see what I'm doing? I'm going to stay home. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of stuff. So what she was telling me was she's going to be domestic. Like, she's domesticated. She's going to take care of, like, clothing stuff. Like, you know, stuff around the house, which I usually always take care of because I'm just a bachelor like that. And I take care of myself. And I don't depend on no woman to do shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I think that works in my favor because women just end up doing shit for me. But anyway, and, you know, that's because they feel like it or whatever. I don't 100% know exactly why all the time. But I have had women tell me time to time, like, yo, I do stuff for you because you don't even ask me. Like, you don't want no help. Like, I see you got it. So that's why it makes me want to do shit for you. I've heard that before. So maybe that's it. So, all right, this happens in astral projection. Astral projection is over. So, now mind you, when I woke up, I go to YouTube, right? I go and I got a new person who is asking me a question. And they ask me, what do you think about Pisces, or what's your knowledge on Pisces, Cancer, Decadent with Venus and Aries? You know who you are. Matter of fact, I got your name here, Kings14, Kings_14 asked that. So, you know, I told them what I know about Pisces Decadent. I mean, Cancer Decadent for Pisces. I'm going to read off what I actually said to keep y'all up to date what was going on. So I said, peace. Pisces with Cancer Deacon is a homebody at heart if they can have it their way. If not, they're up to the races for security. They will cling to their belief system. However, should they feel hopeless because it doesn't work, they will move on to experiment, which lots of times brings their beliefs into fruition when they're no longer focused on or observing them. With Venus and Aries attached to that, they find head of the household label essential, especially related to finances, therefore must master not spending everything they make. Also, it could benefit them to practice Scorpio tactics since it's the most mature level of being a Pisces sun. This is something that I just discovered not too long ago too. I also typed that. So now I'm bringing everything in the proper perspective because I'm dwelling on the astral projection when I get up and I'm making sense of everything except why these two dudes who are enemies, known enemies, are in my dream. They're in my apartment. It felt invasive. It felt like they were intruding on my privacy. And you know, one of them's a Scorpio, so I'm just like, you know, they might even know that they're here plotting, you know, because of the ability, you know, to fuck around with the secret and the occult and shit like that. So, you know, anything is a go at this moment when I'm dwelling on this. So I'm like, trying to figure out why these dudes are here. And then a light bulb went off, and I'm just like, okay, it's because that these dudes' signs are relative to the comments that were made to me in the earthly realm today. So why would I say that? Well, first of all, I'm a Virgo ascendant, hence the Virgo dude that was in my dream. I'm dealing with fashion right now. I told y'all this, right? There's more emphasis put on fashion in this moment in time because my solar return this year, 2022, lands in the 4th house of Cancer. I mean, not in Cancer, excuse me, of Pisces, the 4th house. But my midhaven is Virgo, and I have a stellium in Virgo. Virgo rules over retail and retail manufacturing. Okay? So just connect the dots right there. I'm a Virgo ascendant. I have a Virgo stellium, which rules over retail and retail manufacturing, and I'm actually manufacturing retail and selling retail clothing items. All right. So normally my natal chart, that's 12th house stuff. My first house intercepts Virgo, so I'm a Virgo ascendant. At the same time, I got Virgo in the 12th house. My stellium does not occur in the first house. My stellium occurs in the 12th house. Follow me? So this is going to be important when I close this up, when I bring this all in. So with me having Pisces in the 4th house of this solar return for 2022, that makes my ascendant Scorpio. Hence the Scorpio dude being inside of my dream. Now, I would not have pieced these things together if these two individuals did not comment in my comment section on videos. You see why I appreciate y'all so much? And it's important to like communicate these things because I'm telling you, the average person is not going to listen to me even talk about this shit. My friends and family included, like my close friends that I grew up, they're not going to listen to this shit. Maybe some of them who are subscribed to the channel, they might be listening to this shit low key and just don't want to admit it to me, but face to face, niggas is not going to talk about this shit, right? So I say that to say this, right? That's why they were there, and there's a decision that has to be made because there's something relative to seeing a camera in your dreams that is significant, and it has something to do with a decision that needs to be made about how you want to be remembered. How you want the memories to be related to people that you're involved with. Let me get the exact definition of this so I don't butcher it. I want to get the exact definition, yo. Let me see here. How is it? Now, first, before I read that definition, I'm going to read the definition for socks in your dream. Socks, the dream of socks represents comfort, confidence, ordinariness. Key word there, or what you have become used to about yourself. Carefully thought out ideas within your mind about your belief is right. Okay? Comfort, confidence, orderliness. And I can recall when I'm standing there talking to Shorty with the socks in my hand, I felt so confident, like I had the stance of a gladiator from 300. And I'm just looking down at her. I'm actually admiring her too. Like I'm grateful for her, like because she's really putting work in, and like it's been years since I've had women behave like. Nah, I'm lying. Yeah, bitches be washing my dishes and all kinds of shit when they come over, so I'm lying. But it's the first for her. You understand what I'm saying? So I was admiring that shit, but at the same time, I'm feeling like King Dingaling, even though there was no fucking involved. I'm feeling like King Dingaling because, you know, I got some assistance out this piece, you know? So I just wanted to attach that to the socks definition, right? Because it's going to make sense. So for, what are we looking up now? For a camera, on the other hand, Come on, don't do that. Regular cameras. To dream of a camera represents the ability to decide how something will be remembered, your perspective on a situation, and how it may influence your memories or opinion of yourself later on. An important moment or a crossroads that you get to decide the outcome of. Decisions that will affect how you remember the rest of your life, the ability to control how a situation will be remembered by your actions, a wish to look your best so that it will be remembered in a good way for years to come, a pivotal moment or choice that will decide how a situation will be remembered, a wish to avoid making history in a dishonest way. So this is how I felt in the dream, and I'm gonna ask y'all for y'all assistance too. I kind of like made up my mind of what I'm going to decide, because this definition just explained that there is a decision at hand that has to be made based upon how I want to be remembered. I don't want to be dishonest about doing this. It's at a crossroads, and I'm going to explain what the crossroads is right now. So normally this woman, she would, and I mean this in the earthly realm, I tell you like this, she likes the idea of me being recognized and being seen and being visible. What I determine that to be is them self-identifying, because they're Capricorn, which deals with recognition, status, authoritative figure. So of course, if I'm doing fashion and stuff like that, this person self-identifying with what they embody would be me. It would be ideal for me to be known, recognized for this fashion stuff that I put out, yada, 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 yada. So now, if we tie that to me being a Virgo ascendant by nature, then that would suggest perhaps I throw the clothes on, my own clothes that I made, I start modeling them, I start styling them. But not only that, I push it in the forefront hard, right? So that I could be recognized, get recognition, status for it, and, become authoritative figure in that type of sense. Why not? The sign Virgo rules over these things, so it makes sense, right? However, hold on, pump the brakes right there though. What if, because she's a Capricorn, she's inside of my home? This I also had to factor in, because natally, naturally, I have Capricorn in what house, y'all? The 4th house. So peep game. She's in my crib. She's in my lab, excuse me, ain't my crib. She's in my lab, right? She doing the 1-2. Not only is she here, she's being useful, she's viable. And if we're supposed to be all recognized and status recognition and this, that, and the third, why aren't we somewhere on a yacht or something? You know what I'm saying? Why are we just chilling in my home? You know what I mean? Laid up pretty much is what it looked like with her, So why are we there? We're there because Capricorn is in my 4th house. So this is a lot of what I'm explaining to y'all is sometimes how y'all can piece and factor things in with astrology as well. And this is why I explain in the dating videos, wherever these signs are in your horoscope wheel is where they're going to have significance in your life, whatever house they're in, right? So them, although they're a Capricorn and that might be what they're about, me, this is my life, right? This is my hologram, this is my world, right? Because it's me. For me, she belong here. And so to speak, you understand what I'm saying? Because Capricorn is naturally in my 4th house. So I would have to scratch that based upon, and this is my theory, I would have to scratch the assumption that I should push myself to the forefront with the fashion and stuff like that, because Capricorn's ruler is in my 12th house natally. You understand? It's not in my 1st house with Virgo. So my thinking is like, if it was in the 1st house of Virgo, that would support my decision to say, okay, well, I am going to put on all of my fashion and push myself out there. Because a lot of the times I'll be doing like stories and shit. I might put a pic up in a story, or I might post a public pic once in a blue moon, once a month, once every 2 months. So for someone who wants to blow up and get enormously big, or whatever they call it, whatever y'all decide success is, right? It's not my definition of success, but what people in the external extroverted realms like to call success. It would make sense if I flood the gates with what I'm doing, picture after picture after picture after picture. They like, consistency will get you there. You got to show your work and this and the third. I'm not wired that way. You might call it self-sabotage or whatever the case may be. And I would really appreciate your honesty in the comment section. Tell me what you feel. But tell me what you feel based upon the logistics of this astral projection. Factor in these things before you say what the societal norm is. Yeah, you should put yourself out there. If you mean it, you mean it. But if you just listen to all the information before you make that decision, you know what I'm saying? And clarify why. This would really help me. I'm really asking you. So, but Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn is in my 12th house, which is the house of secrets. It's the house of private affairs, confidential information, behind the scenes is the 12th house, And so back to the socks. Being okay with ordinariness, knowing who you are, your belief system and things of that nature, believing in your belief system. That's usually how I am. I kick secrets to y'all and I explain occult information to y'all because I got the rebel planet in the sign of Scorpio. So I'm going to rebel against secrets. And it's in my 3rd house, so I'm going to communicate those secrets to y'all. However, I'm still a very secret and private dude. And I know that about myself, and I'm cool with ordinariness. I'm cool with having the name that I have, the recognition and the status that I have without comparing it to someone else's or even feeling that I failed in some type of sense because I don't have the accolades or the tall building with the gold lettering of my fashion company on it. You understand what I'm saying? That's me, yo. I'm telling you who I am, how I am. Like I have no reason to pull wool over your eyes about this shit. And I'm also not pressed about being famous with fashion or whatever the case may be. I'm not even pressed to make a whole lot of money over this. You understand what I'm saying? It's a great creative idea. It's a hobby that turned into a business for me. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the faces that I put on other people who buy my stuff. But that's pretty much where it goes. Sure, I got ideas of structures of how to put it out there and stuff like that on an expansive level. But again, that's my theory, that's my structure, and it may not look like what the average fashion company looks like. To be honest, it just doesn't, So I say that to say this, right? I guess the question that I'm posing here is, now that you know the definition of socks, now that you know the definition of a camera, because this is the decision at the hand with the camera, you know what I'm saying? And I think for one, and this is up to me, y'all chime in and tell me what y'all think. I think I gave the camera to the Scorpio because that's the decision that I'm going to end up making, because the Scorpio's ascendant suggests that keeping this fashion thing secret, and the reason why I'm putting emphasis on why it is fashion and it's not nothing else is because the Virgo dude handed me the outfit on his way out the door. You understand what I'm saying? He's a Virgo. Virgo rules over retail manufacturing, and he just hands me an outfit on the way out the door. So I know a lot of times y'all be having dreams and y'all be like, why did they just toss me an ice cream cone and then I caught it? Like, why would they do that? And you be not knowing why these awkward things happen in your dreams. Like, I'm blessed to be able to interpret these things, so I know him handing me that outfit meant something, And so I think I gave the Scorpio dude the camera because my Scorpio ascendant this year is showing me, look, if you look at this in a more secretive type of way, you filter all of this information in a secret type of way under wraps, and you acknowledge that your son lands in the 4th house this year, which deals with more with being home. So, I work at home. I don't go into factories and I don't rent space to go put these clothes together. Like, I do this shit in the comfort of my home. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel boxed in. I don't feel closed in. And I'm in a studio, and I still got room enough, I feel, to do what it is that I'm doing. So I truly believe it's a work at home opportunity, not only for myself, but for other people who are really into that type of stuff. That if or when it reaches that level, I could always be like, yo, I'm looking for seamstress, I'm looking for crocheters, I'm looking for knitters. And it'll be like, yo, you don't gotta go to no corporate building, you can do this from home. So that, along with the fact that fourth house language, right? Fourth house language. Now, King, what is it? King 14, King underscore 14, asking me about Cancer decadent of being a Pisces. I'm actually a Pisces with a Cancer decadent. You understand? So I'm thoroughly able to answer that question. But Cancer rules over what? The fourth house. So Capricorn is not at home being in the fourth house. They're actually in their opposing house. So they're not so comfortable there. You know what I'm saying? So in the astral projection, I got this Capricorn woman out of her comfort zone because she's in my home, right? In the earthly realm, she's more along the lines of, wanting to be seen. And trust me, I'm not going to detail it too much because I don't want to even reveal who this is. You never know who's watching, But trust me when I tell you, their online interactions is the type of person that likes people being recognized for what it is that they do. You understand what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't mean that they don't have a secret bone in their body, because they also do. I be peeping that too. They have some interactions online that suggest that as well. Not to the extent of my stellium, but they do have it. You understand what I'm saying? So, with King underscore 14 stating that, and then mentioning, well, how does Venus and Aries apply to it? My Aries is in the 8th house, which is what Scorpio rules over, and I got a Scorpio ascendant this month. You understand? Venus, no matter what, is the love planet. It's the lover. You know what I'm saying? So that is more associated with women or feminine energy, which also supports what it is that I'm looking to do. So with Venus being in Aries, you want to be in control of the finances. Like I said, head of the household is very essential to these types of individuals, who I happen to be. So it's important to actually be able to manage finances in a way that supports another person who wants to get involved with you, should they want to get involved with you, which would be a significant other, a lover. Being I got it in the 8th house, that's life after marriage. You understand what I'm saying? That's sex as well. Shorty got just the shirt on. I don't know if she had panties on. I don't know. But you could just imagine. You understand? So, and it doesn't solidify that, okay, it's going to go like this because Shorty half naked in my bed or whatever the case may be. It still a decision has to be made. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got options. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to sit here and front like, yo, that's the only girl that I could be with or just deal with. You understand what I'm saying? There's no real social significance in the projection that states that that's who I'm going to end up being with, but potential candidate for sure. Am I attracted to her? Yeah. Do I think she's got potential beyond the sheets? Yeah, I do, actually. I'm not hedging on it, but I believe so. But more importantly, right, Venus being in Aries is one who wants to be handler of the money. Is going to want to be a commander-in-chief in that area. Therefore, they're going to have to be able to master not spending as much as they make, which is a Venus and Aries trait. As soon as you get it, you can spend it, and you're good at getting it. So it's just like, I'm going to get more. So I'm getting this money, and I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy that. Next thing you know, like I told you, I still got mad fabric sitting around. It's just like, because I got the money, I spent it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm going to get some more money, but I'm the type of dude that next thing you know, turn around, I'm going to have mad inventory and not enough cake when I look back at the expense report. You understand what I'm saying? It's not going to be enough cake to match my interest or what my objective is. You understand what I'm saying? And this is closely associated with this astral projection. I'm sure of it. So at this point, is when I'm asking the question, is when I want to phrase the question again. What do y'all think? What decision do you think I should make based upon this information? Do you think I should be public with the fashion, or do you think I should market this and distribute this in a private type of way? These days is different than back in the day. I know this is probably sound like I'm supporting my case or what I favor, but back in the days, you really had to get out there and get a billboard or get a building on the block that a lot of people walk by in order to make sales, for people to know about you. It was either that or the yellow pages. You understand? When you're talking about fashion, you're not really thinking about the yellow pages. You're thinking about who's in entertainment that's going to wear your stuff, who the cool kids are, who's doing drugs, who's in the clubs, and that type of thing, you know? These days, we got all of this social network stuff, this technology. We got the stories popping off crazy. You got direct messages to where you can send a mass message through Facebook. I think you can do it on Instagram. You know, WhatsApp, all of these different apps and stuff like that. And the whole world won't know about it. Only specific people will know about it. So that's more along the lines of being secret. So my point is, there are ways that you can gain recognition and status behind the scenes and make money behind the scenes without putting yourself totally out there. So, you know, I just want to make a note of that. And I'm asking y'all, what do y'all think my decision should be when it comes to this? Should I be upfront in public with the fashions, pushing the agenda hard, you know, just mass media marketing and all of that, even when it comes to like pumping dollars and stuff like that? Or should I be behind the scenes, use the stories, tag people, tell them to share it, you know, stuff like that? Alright, I'm glad y'all made it this far. Peace.